I'm back. So today is day 2 of the Alive Reset Challenge. Okay. So the reason why it is called a challenge is because you actually have to challenge yourself, right? If you do not challenge yourself, you don't grow. Hence the reason why the podcast is called Emotionally Uncomfortable. Because if we want to become a different person, right? We want to think differently. We want to feel differently. We want to respond differently. We want to act differently. We have to act in alignment with the version of ourselves that we want to become. So when we try to do the same thing over and over and over again, shit is not going to change. So this is why when people say, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, my kids are too young, like all the excuses come up. I'm like, I totally get that you feel blocked right now, that you feel overwhelmed and your brain is going a mile a minute. But by you telling yourself those stories, how do you think your life is going to change? How do you think your feelings are going to change, your emotional reaction? So if you want to feel better, you have to become better. Okay. So that's what the Alive Challenge is all about. So a lot of the women, and I know I'm starting to attract men, a lot of the participants of this mini challenge are here because we're headed into another season, right? Some of you are leaving summer energy and jumping into fall energy. Some of you, depending on where you are in the world, are actually leaving that fall winter season and now jumping into your summer. So it depends on where you are in the world, but we're in a seasonal transition. And this is to kick off the application. We are actually opening the doors for my Alive coaching program. So it's 30 days. It's a intense container of space. You have live coaching calls. After you apply and you are accepted and registered, you get immediate access to my energetic time management process. So I'm going to show you. It's a 6-step process. And that is what I started doing 8 years ago when I found myself burnt out, angry, miserable, overwhelmed, yelling at my kids, completely depleted in my business. And when I was diagnosed with cancer. And so it was how I started to reverse engineer how I wanted to feel in my life. But it's very step by step. So it's like a practice, right? You do it again and again. And all of my clients use energetic time management. It's a foundation of my work, and the feedback I get is like every time I do it, it gets better and better and better, and I become a different person. And so I see it differently. And so there's like the basic level, there's the advanced level, but it's one of those tools that you can just rinse and repeat. And it makes it's freaking magical. So I'm gifting that to you when you register for Alive. So head on over to Heather Chauvin, CHAUVIN.com/alive. And the cart is going to be closing shortly for that. So this is not something that's open all year round or that you can get access to. This is something that we're going to be doing live together in September. So head on over to the website, fill out the application, and then we'll do next steps. So if you've been on the fence around working with me, now is the opportunity to do that. I do not know when I'm going to open this live again. And I mean that authentically. And so this is a really good reset for helping you realign how you want to feel in all areas of your life. So your home life, your professional life, and getting super crystal clear on how to manage your energy, your mental energy, your physical energy, your emotional energy in alignment with how you want to feel. Because the more you become, right, the more energy you have, the more on fire you feel, you're going to have the capacity to be present with your children. You're also going to have the capacity to understand your children's behavior, right? So if you're like, I'm so confused, I don't know what's going on, I feel like I'm failing. And that's not even with your children, that's your partner. And any human that you are in a relationship with, you're going to see really what is going on with this person. And instead of reacting and causing more drama and chaos, you can react differently and ease the tension. But also you're going to have the capacity to get more done, but also have the capacity to create space for yourself. So you're not burning out. You feel alive, fulfilled, and energized. All right, so let's dive in. Day 2 of the Alive Reset Challenge. So this is where I like to talk about where to focus your energy and attention to get the quickest results. So before I dive into the action challenge for today, let's just paint a cultural picture, okay? Culturally, woman, man, whoever you are, human being, we have been taught to do, okay? So you've been taught, if you're a doer, you have a long ass to-do list and you check your to-do list off and you tell yourself, I don't have time, right? I don't have time. And then you do the same thing with your money. All the things you need to buy, right? Because you're not thinking, you're just doing, right? You're do. And then you're like, I don't have money. Okay. And then you have this long ass to-do list and you're like, all the things I need to do, again, check it off. Now I don't have energy. And then you feel dead inside. You feel dead mentally, you have brain fog, chronically overwhelmed. You're just like fried. You're just lying there in bed, scrolling on the internet on your phone, numbing out, right? Your kids are like, mom. You're just like, here's the damn screen. I don't have the capacity. I don't have the mental capacity. You're fried to a crisp. All the demands of work, whatever it is, just fried. Physically, your body is like, oh my gosh, I am so exhausted. Emotionally, you're reactive, you're yelling, or you're in the fight or flight, right? Or fawn, you freeze. Your nervous system is fried. And spiritually, well, I think we all need to redefine our relationship with spiritual growth. A lot of us have been, grew up with religion as the spiritual beliefs. And for me personally, to me, that is desire. Right? It's like, what is the part of you that wants to be expressed? That inner world of you. And you can have any belief that you want. You can have a belief in universe. You can have a belief in God. It could be through traditional religion. I attract a lot of people. I don't know. I actually attract maybe because I'm just very open, but I attract a very diverse community. So I attract people who have all different walks of life and beliefs. I've attracted atheists. Like, I think the common denominator is everybody is wildly respectful of people's beliefs. And some people are confused, right? They walk into the room and they're like, I don't even know what to believe anymore. So sometimes it's developing our relationship with spirit, with our soul. For me personally, I feel like I grew up in Roman Catholic, not practicing Roman Catholic. And I questioned a lot of the beliefs. And I felt a lot of shame and a lot of guilt, the Catholic guilt. And as a woman, we already feel guilty. So that was like double whammy guilt. And then when I got my cancer diagnosis, previous to cancer diagnosis, I jumped into personal development and spirituality and meditation and mindfulness. And I felt really good. I was like, yes, this feels more in alignment to me. Like, it feels good to me. Maybe not everybody has the same belief systems, but it felt good to me. And then when I was diagnosed with cancer, I just remember thinking, okay, universe, you finally have my attention, right? And I didn't know what that meant at the time. And then at the time, of course, I always had, I still get it once in a while, like people being like, God is your savior and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, cool. I don't believe that, but whatever. I have my own relationship to spirit. And for me now, I believe that desire. So yesterday we talked about how to get clarity on what you want, right? And I gave you the journal prompt on wouldn't it be nice if. So if you didn't listen to that episode, go listen to that episode. It'll take you 5 minutes. I believe that whatever you write down after that journal prompt, wouldn't it be nice if, that is your soul speaking to you. That is your inner world. That's the spiritual world. Wouldn't it be nice if? Like, those are desires. And I personally believe, I mean, if you're like, the spirit's telling me, you know, my spirit, my soul is telling me to go drink a glass of water, maybe, but I think it's that inner guidance. Some people call it God, universe, source, life force energy, whatever that is. It's the inner guidance. But we've been taught to discount that. We've been taught to cut it off. We've been taught to kill those parts of ourselves, right? Because everyone's like, go, 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 do, do, do. We're not taught to be. But yet we have a desire to feel more alive. We have a desire to feel more fulfilled. So I believe whatever you say after that is your desire. Now let's talk about day number 2. Where to focus your energy and attention to actually start feeling more alive, feeling more fulfilled. Okay? Because here's the thing. Everyone walks around suffering. We judge people. In the last week or so, I've been meeting a lot of people who they may or may not know my story. And once they do know my story, I notice their face like get a little, you know, they look at me differently. And I think it's because of the vulnerability of what I'm willing to share. But I see a lot of successful people, right? And you may identify as one of these people. Successful people who on the outside did everything that they were taught to do. You went to school, you got educated, you have the job, you may or may not have children, you're married or in a partnership, you may or may not have a house, but yet you've checked the boxes, right? So people look at you and they're like, she's the strong one, she's the responsible one, and you know, they're patting you on the back. And then sometimes you go to bed and you're like, not this, not this, not this. There's something here, it's off. And so you might go to therapy or you might read a book and you're talking about it, but you're not given guidance on like how to actually change it, right? There's step 1, you need to unpack. You actually need to acknowledge what is going on in your inner world. But step 2 is actually having the skills and awareness to change your emotional state. And in my background of mental health, I'm like, yeah, you can have a disease or a diagnosis or discomfort, and you can also choose a different feeling state. When I was diagnosed with cancer, and I go back to this because I'm trying to explain to people, just because I have a diagnosis and my doctors were like, you have stage 4 cancer and we don't know what the future brings for you. I could have went into the mindset of like, my doctors are dictating my outcome, or I could have utilized that diagnosis and said, thank you for sharing. And I'm going to do my part to work on my mindset and my daily habits to change my emotional state. And so that's what I did. And I know a lot of people are not willing to do that work. So today I want to talk about where to focus your energy and attention in order to get those quicker feelings. But I need you to realize that this process is going to be emotionally uncomfortable for you because your shit is going to come up. Perfectionism is going to come up. People always say, I just want a strategy. I just want a step by step. And I'm like, great. But if you don't use your brain and your desires and who you want to be, you're going to be living my life. You're not going to be living your life. So you need to live your life. All right. Here's the action challenge for today, the Alive Reset Challenge, day 2. Okay. I want you to take another piece of paper, blank piece of paper. Okay. I'm trying to make this super simple for you. Do not overcomplicate it. And you're going to draw a line down the middle of the piece of paper. This could be 5 minutes or not. On the left side of the piece of paper, you are going to write what's not working. What's not working? On the right side, you are going to write what's working. Maybe you can hear my dog, Steve, freaking out in the background. So on the left side, left column on the page, what's not working? And then on the right side, what is working? What's working? So you're going to take 5 minutes. You can pause this recording. And most likely, you are going to be aware more of what's not working. The reason why you're more aware of what's not working is because your brain has a negativity bias, right? So that's like when you get 10 compliments from people and then one person makes like a backhand comment or a passive aggressive comment or like undermining a little bit. You remember that one, but you don't remember all the good things. So I want you to first start there. You can take 5 minutes to do both columns or 5 minutes altogether. I don't really care. A minimum of 5 minutes. And I want you to think about everything that is not working. You're like, oh, not this, not this, not this. So this could be in your personal life at home. This could be in your professional life. You can even make 2 columns of what's not working personally and professionally. So I do this a lot in my business. And I'm like, what's not working in the business, right? What feels hard? What feels like it's sucking the life out of you? What feels draining? And I do this with the business, my business clients as well, because this is the whole point of creating a sustainable life and a sustainable business. And then also what's not working in your personal life. So this could be time. It could be money. It could be energy. It could also be relationship stuff. So you're like, it's, the communication between me and so is not working, or how I'm parenting is not working, or my capacity is not working. So that's what you're going to do. And then on the what's working side, I want you to focus on like, what actually feels good? What don't you actually think about? Because it's easy for you now. So some of you may have developed habits of like, you're walking daily, you're working out, you're, meal prepping. You've actually been doing a lot of inner work. And so a lot of things are working for you. And this is an opportunity for you this is just data collection. So you're like, interesting. Why is that working? How come that's actually not an issue for me? Now, once you do that, then I'm going to tell you the next step. Okay. So now I want you to look at your what's not working list. And I want you to circle one thing that you would identify as what I call an energy leak. But this is the thing that you feel sucks the life out of you. So let me give you an example. Back in the day, I still do this now. And if you're human, you are experiencing what they call contrast, what you don't want, right? The energy leaks. But back in the day when I actually started my personal development journey, parenting was one of the things that wasn't working for me. I thought about it all the time. It was what stressed me out when I went to bed. I was thinking about how I was failing as a mother all the time. I was thinking about my children all the time. I was so frustrated. How do I solve this problem? It sucked the life out of me. Now, I would put that on my what's working list, because although life gives me contrast, and although I find things frustrating or certain developmental stages incredibly challenging, it feels like it's working. So even though it can be emotionally uncomfortable for me, it's working. I feel very confident in those areas of my life. So I want you to circle the one thing that you feel is sucking up your time and energy. Okay? And now the next thing is I want you to take that one thing and I want you to estimate how much time, physical time, that you think that one thing takes up in a day. how much energy you think that one area of your life takes up in a day or in a week or a month or a year. I want you to just write about how much energy you think that thing sucks up. And I also want you to think about that one area of what's not working, how much money that is costing you. So let me give you an example, and I'm going to use the parenting example again. So back in the day, when I was trying to solve the parenting problem, when it came to time, one, it was my main focus because it was such a stressor in my life. So I did not have time to work on my future goals. Let me say that. Not that I didn't have time. I didn't prioritize trying to heal my relationship with my children and prioritize the other things in my life. I was just solely focused on that one area. So I was actually neglecting my health. I was neglecting my finances. I was neglecting my career. I was neglecting my marriage. I was neglecting my social life. I was neglecting all areas of my life because I was so hyper-focused on parenting. Okay? So the time and energy that it was taking away and sucking up from all other areas of my life. So it was actually costing me a lot of money. I was losing money in my life because I wasn't going after opportunities that were there for me. I also was losing my health and later had a diagnosis. I was losing the relationships. My marriage was struggling because I was so hyper-focused on those other relationships. So I want you to see the actual, what it's costing you, what this problem area is physically costing you. Let me give you another example. I see this a lot with women in business. They're so hyper-focused on certain areas of their business and they're not willing to let it go and focus their energy and attention on revenue generating activities, that what they do is they'll be like, it's not working. I'm like, what's not working? They're like, well, lead generation. I don't know how to attract new clients. I'm like, well, how did you attract old clients? And they'll tell me how they attracted previous clients. And I'm like, well, then why are you trying to build out this program and this funnel and do all these things if you have never been able to get clients there, but now you're in a state of survival mode and you need money, but you've gotten all of your clients from hosting a meetup or getting referrals from this one person. If you need money that bad, then why aren't you working towards generating those leads with those referrals plus building the next thing? But it's this all or nothing mentality that really gets people. So paying attention to, why is this not working? Is it not working because I'm choosing, right? Watch your mindset around it. Watch the beliefs and the stories that you tell yourself. So if I could go back in time, I would really work on my all or nothing mindset and I would integrate both areas of my life, the ones that are currently working. So if my health is working and I have a routine to heal, to fuel my body and my mind, I'm going to keep those things as my foundational habits while I'm still working on the one area of my life that I feel like is not working. Does that make sense? It's integrative. So again, I'm having a challenge. If you are not familiar, this is day 2 of the Alive Reset Challenge. And now it's time to take action. So you have your what's not working, what's working. You're going to circle the one area of your life that is not working, that you feel is sucking the life out of you, sucking up all your time, your money, your energy. And you're going to circle it. And if you want to be entered into the giveaway, so I'm going to be giving away, depending on how many people reach out, I may give away a few copies. I want you to head on over to Heather Chauvin on Instagram. So last name is spelled CHAUVIN_, and you are going to find me. You're going to send me a private message on Instagram. So you don't have to tag me or anything. Doesn't have to be public. You're going to send me a private message on Instagram and you're going to say, I'm on day 2 and this is the area of my life that I need to figure out. And that's it. That's all you got to do. And then I will enter you into the giveaway. And if you're interested, so this is what we actually work through. So I teach you the how of like, okay, how do I solve this problem, right? How do I get back in alignment with how I want to feel in my life, both personally and professionally? Or you're just focusing on the one area. We're hosting the Alive coaching experience, and it starts in September. So if you're ready for that mental reset, if you're ready to gain momentum, you want to learn about my energetic time management process, then head on over to Heather Chauvin, CHAUVIN.com/alive. And it's just a simple application. There's a short video you can watch. You fill out the application. My team and I get back to you within 24 hours, give you a link to register. You can ask any questions on that application. We're here to support you every step of the way. If you're like, I don't know if this is for me, but I'm really attracted to working with you, Heather, then fill out the application and let me know that in the application. You will not be able to join in September. This is going live in September, and this is not something you can join all the time. So now is the time. I do not know when I will be opening this again. This is a great opportunity to work with me in this capacity, because typically our programs are 8 months and 10 months long. So this is if you've been on the fence working with me, you want a taste of working with me. And also I'm gifting you my energetic time management module so that you have lifetime access to that. And you will have access to the replays as well. So we're doing a kickoff call where we're talking about that vision, helping you get super crystal clear on what it is that you want in your life. We're going to have live calls weekly. You're going to have community, accountability, doing the work yourself. So head on over to heatherchauvin.com/alive. If you want to be entered into the giveaway, go send me that message on Instagram at Heather Chauvin. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 3 of the Alive Challenge.
I think about Heather like she is a championship coach. You know, she's not just in it for the short game, she's in it for the long haul, and she's going to take you to new heights. One of the unique gifts that Heather has is that she can see your potential before you can even see it yourself. She has done this for me time and time again, where she has just raised the bar for where I thought that I could be, and I'm eternally grateful for that. You know, she has her own unique style where she is very direct. She will tell it like it is. She will hold you accountable in your face, but in a way where you just know she has your back. So, you know, there's lots of mentors and teachers that we can come across, but I think that Heather is so unique in the fact that she will help you deal with mindset barriers, but she'll also give you the processes and systems and tools you need to grow your business. Because she's one of those people who walks the talk. With her background in social work and her experience building her own business from the ground up to 7 figures and beyond, she's the kind of person who shares everything freely, and she's just that unwavering champion for you. To have somebody like that in your corner, I think is the most valuable thing that you can ask for when you're working on your business. So if you have the opportunity to have some coaching with her or to take a program, I would say jump at that opportunity. Heather will help you up your game like you would have never imagined before.